Tonight's episode is brought to you by the Be Real Podcast Network. For more episodes like this, go to BREELnetwork.com. Enjoy the show.
Hello, movie geeks and movie nerds. This is Jordan from Movie Guys Podcast, and I am here with Eric and Ed like always. How are you guys doing tonight? I'm awesome.
You know, a movie lover is separate from those, right? I mean, I know that there's going to be one person out there who's going to be like, oh, I'm not one of those. I'm just like, you know, the term geek or nerd is not what it used to be in the 80s. It's not used in the lunchroom. It's used to describe how well you know certain things, certain topics, and movies being one of them, right? Because like if I were to say like if you say a movie nerd, that means that you are a nerd about movies. So if you were to see like a thong nerd, like I'm a fucking real big nerd about thongs. Know all of them?
Sure, who isn't?
Know all the shapes, sizes, colors, brands. Love me a thong.
Mm-hmm.
But not as much as Cisco. Who wrote the thong
Nice.
Dun, 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 dun.
Coming back. But I forgot what we were talking about.
We're talking about how everybody is doing, and how we had a difficult time deciding what movie we're going to review. It was either going to be Dunkirk or Valerian. Looks like Dunkirk won this one, though.
I'm kind of glad that it did. Not kinda. I am glad that it did. I have not seen Valerian, and I will. Probably sometime this week. But I mean, we'll get into it. Obviously, I was very happy with Dunkirk. Very happy with it.
Ed, you were pushing for Dunkirk for a while here. Are you happy?
Yeah, to a certain degree. I mean, I went into it expecting the typical war movie that you always get, and I didn't get that. But I wasn't dissatisfied one little bit with the movie. So it's like an internal struggle because A, it's well noted my hatred of Chris Nolan. B, I kind of dug the movie, and C, it wasn't what I expected. So, I enjoyed it, but I don't know how else I feel about it. It's like an internal struggle.
Well, hopefully we'll get a little deeper into that this episode here on Movie Guys Podcast. Without any sound on Jordan. Excuse me, everybody. Nope.
No,
I can't.
Okay,
I can't.
continue with the
I can.
What the hell? You want to figure it out?
That's absolutely. Ooh.
Continue with the show.
No. I can hear you just fine. You know, there's
All
a lot I think it's kind of funny that there was also a communication error in the movie Dunkirk. Like, the reason why I like this movie is because with other war movies, you usually have it in the perspective of one person or one group. And this one gave you, how many? 5 stories? Kind of 5 different perspectives here.
Mm-hmm.
So you had like the fishermen, the civilians who were going to rescue the people. You had Tom Hardy and the people on the airplane. You had the actual soldiers on the beach stranded on Dunkirk. You know, the admirals. You had the officers kind of doing their own thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was like they gave you the storyline without you knowing that they said what like the boat was like a month, or ground was like, or something like ground was a month, boat was like a week, and the plane was an hour, all previous to what was going to sort of converge there at the story.
Yeah, that was. It took me a while to figure out that's what they were trying to go for because I didn't understand the relevance of why they were saying these time lots here, and I actually once I pieced it together, it made sense, and I enjoyed it for that much more. It was Cillian Murphy's character, the guy that they picked up originally, because I saw him twice. There was one we got picked up, and then there was again when the first boat got struck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which that scene fucking blew me away, by the way, too. The torpedo scene, where the sense of realism in there, where you're in your cabin on the boat, and you're just eating, toast and jam and having tea, thinking you're going home, and then just without barely a half a second to react, you just get a fucking white wall in front of your face. A breach in the hull, you're going down. You're done. Like, you're trapped. You're in a room, and it's just body to body, and you are nowhere near a door. Suddenly, no lights, underwater. That's fucking... I mean, that's what these movies are about, is to capture that part that you probably would never even think about or see in war. The real war.
And that to me it's typical Chris Nolan. That's why in my opinion, some of his stuff works, some of it doesn't. He gives you the timeline, like you said. He sort of forces the timeline. He tells you he's doing it, but you don't know he's doing it. But he sort of forces the background, or excuse me, the timeline in your face.
Yeah.
But like the realism, like that some people like him for, and others don't. I think it works well in this film. Like that scene where it's just raw, and there's no time to react. No, you hear torpedo, and everybody looks up, and it's like, and then all of a sudden you're basically underwater. So, it to me. I mean, I agree. I mean, this movie was probably, with the exception of Saving Private Ryan, probably, and maybe even Hacksaw Ridge was more, but more gruesome. That's the word I'm looking for, because. You felt their fear. Every time that one of those planes would fly by, like you felt it for them. Like it was well done in that regard, I think.
Yeah. Nothing you could do. You're on the dock. You're on the mole. And you hear, which that was another big thing for me. Sound editing. I think this movie is deserving right now best sound editing in a movie, because there are parts where that you hear that airplane just bomb dive in, and it gets loud. It gets really loud in the theater that I was in, and it's like, as much as it's like, fuck, that's loud. At the same time, like it there's a reason why it's that loud, and to be stuck on those docks and then to fucking hear that the same part, and you can't move. It's like, I mean, all you have to do is just duck down and cross your fucking fingers. Amazing.
Yeah, and like the first scene, sort of where like they're running the two basic. I don't want to call them main characters, because there were no main characters. It's like 5 different people really.
No, there was spotlighted characters, right?
Yeah, where they look at the one guy who's not dead on all those gurneys, and they look at each other, don't say a word to each other. When all the one guy wanted to do is take a dump. I wish they would have done more with that, by the way.
The dump.
Yeah, because he tried twice to take a dump, and
hard-hitting plot there.
No, I'm just saying I wish there would have been somehow, some way, either throughout the timeline of what's going on, he gets so scared he poops himself.
Okay.
But they make a big point, as soon as you're walking through, he's grabbing these papers saying, "We surround you," to wipe his ass with, and he squats down to poop and then gets shot at. And then he runs around the corner. He finally gets to the beach. He runs around the corner to take a dump, and there's a dude burying another dude.
Yeah.
That's a focal point of the first 5 minutes of the movie. So, but anyway, that's just me being sort of nitpicky and also gross. But
nice.
But
no, it was big action from the start. The movie started off real hard with that street scene of
people.
The
people
streets.
Dying, man. Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, there was no let up in this movie.
Yeah,
none.
Start to finish, it just kept on going. Like, this is what it is, and we're going. And
which
really good. Yeah, you said Chris Nolan's known for his realism, and I really enjoy it, especially in a war movie like this.
Which I'm shocked that it wasn't 3 hours. I was really shocked. I didn't even pay attention to how long it was. And all of a sudden, the movie's over with. And I'm like, oh, I'm going home now for the night.
Those are few movies where the length of time is not even on your gauge. Like, there are a few movies that I have actually... I remember, wow, that was 2.5 hours? just like, fuck, like, but you didn't even notice it because that's how good the movie was.
Yeah.
I always say the point that Prisoners was that one. I know some people will disagree, but this movie was another one where it just, I was glued to my seat, and I was anxious to see what was going to happen next, and all parts too. Like it was really cool, especially the I like the dog fighting. That was a really cool.
Which you don't see a lot
cool
of.
sequence. No, that was just really cool the way that they did the dog fights.
What do you guys think of Tom Hardy in this one? I mean, Tom Hardy is, of course, in a Christopher Nolan movie. I mean,
Well, yeah, I mean, Chris Nolan's one of those guys that just puts his guys in movies, which I can't blame him for. There are plenty of them that do that, you know. But you saw Tom Hardy for like 10 seconds. I didn't even know it was him. I mean, you do, but you don't, because we sort of knew the movie going into. But you don't even know it's him until the very end. Which, by the way, he totally could have landed that plane like 45 minutes earlier.
Thank you.
And not ended up in fucking Nazi war criminal or Nazi POW.
Yeah, like that's what I had
Had to,
thought
though,
too.
it's Tom
I'm just
Hardy.
like, you know what? That's a big beach. You probably could have brought that thing down.
Yeah, I mean, it was really awesome when he came back around the second time to save everybody. Like, that was cool as fuck.
Having him just
But-
gliding, just drifting.
but he could have made like big enough circles to where he just dumped the plane.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking
You know?
too. I'm just like, dude, like you totally could have. But who's to say? I don't know. Maybe
because he was ready to play Venom, and he wanted to show people how badass he is. And why
Sure.
not?
maybe there's some hidden message or underlying message there that I'm missing or that we're missing. That he needed to be caught, or that he chose to be caught, or he couldn't land on the beach for some other reason that's obvious to some, but not
Well,
to
of course,
all.
this is a true story. Is the Tom Hardy character based on a guy that's happened to, or?
Well, the name that Tom has in this one, Tom Hardy, is just Farrier. Farrier. There's no last name, but I don't know if any of these characters are somebody in real life. I mean,
Yeah,
they very well could
They
be.
may be. I'm sure they were all based on stories. I don't know. I mean, this call us out on it if anybody listening knows. Like, tell
I'm
us.
trying to get deets right now here, and I'm scrolling down. Apparently, it's done pretty well at the box office right now. Its opening weekend was at 50 million, budget of 100 million estimated. So it's already made half on its first weekend. So I'm sure that
Wikipedia says 121.2 right now.
Worldwide.
No, domestic.
Oh wow! Well, then
Wow.
good for it. Yeah, definitely.
But of course, that's Wiki. I don't know my facts on that.
I mean, I've gotten through grad school on Wikipedia. I didn't say that.
I think everyone has pretty much. now.
Nice.
But just every part of it, every detail was just very much on point. Now, was there any one part that you guys were just kind of, aside from that Tom Hardy part, because that was my one thing, and just like, why? But was there any other part that you were just like, wait a minute, like, because there's a lot of internal drama in part of this too. Like, remember the boat scene? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Both boat scenes. The one where the civilians are trying to go to Dunkirk to rescue everybody, and then the other boat scene where there's a beached boat, and they're waiting for the tide to come in, and they're just kind of sitting and hiding out, waiting for the tide to come in so they can pick up and drift off. That boat scene.
Yeah, which, I mean, that scene was almost too long. I mean, but still, at the same time, I mean, I'm just getting like overly nitpicky with the movie, like, because it just wasn't what I wanted it to be. But at the same time, it was just as good as it. I couldn't have done anything different, thinking about it. But yeah, I mean, I had a little bit of an issue with how knowledgeable the one, like the fishing boat captain was
Yeah.
about planes. Only because, like, when they asked him later at the end of the movie, how do you know so much about planes? He's like, well, my brother died. He was a pilot for 6 months. I mean, I can't.
Now you can identify the plane by hearing it overhead.
But yeah, by his dad being able to hear it overhead like that. I mean, okay, so he should have been like a fighter pilot and World War One or
I'm
something.
I'm
I
sure
don't
that there's something else there, but like he played a very a very paternal character,
know. Yeah.
safe. You feel good on his boat and safe, and that's probably why what happened on his boat was such a fucking shit move. That man,
Oh, when Scarecrow killed that dude.
man, that's
Yeah,
rough, man.
that's what I wanted to talk about. Cillian Murphy, he's my problem with this movie.
Why is that?
I've only liked him in one movie, and that was 28 Days Later. Other than that, I'm just not a fan. I don't like anything that he does.
Is it
And
him or is it his characters?
you know what? You know what, Eric? I never thought of that. That's a hell of a good point. Maybe him. Maybe him. I don't like how he plays certain characters. So I don't know. I don't like his acting. So every time he was on screen, I was groaning
He
personally.
does, Jordan. In your defense, he does play that overly dramatic, emo, depressed kind of person. All the time. I don't know if that's just the characters he's chosen, Eric, to your point, or that's the ones that's just how he plays everybody. I mean, it's not like he's done, the wrong. He hasn't acted wrong because like in this movie, the guy was just, a U-boat killed all his buddies, so he's kind of fucked up, but
Yeah,
then
and
he's randomly not fucked up. That's a good point, George. Then he's randomly not fucked up.
I it might be because a lot of actors are known for their expressive features, and I feel that Cillian Murphy is one of those where he has like very strong expressive features, and you probably see those in a lot of his character, and that's probably where you're conflicted because you're just seeing him. It's not the character; you're seeing him as that character. You're not seeing the character, kind of a thing. So like when you see Ace Ventura, you see Ace Ventura. You don't see Jim Carrey playing Ace Ventura. You know what I mean? If
That's a good point.
No, yeah, absolutely. The one scene, and not to be ridiculous, because the dude can act, and I can't. But I'm gonna give you the part in the movie that just ruined it for me. Not in this movie, but where I just said, okay, I'm not a Cillian Murphy fan, and that was when he played the Scarecrow in Batman Begins, and he plays a very straight edge, very not a mouse, not a wiry guy, just a very vanilla playing doctor as Crane. And then all of a sudden, when he gasses Katie Holmes and he has the mask on and Batman's there, they're like, "What's going on?" And he just snaps for no reason. He's like, "The Batman is here." I'm like, "Oh God, you."
That's probably
snapped
Chris
for
Nolan's fault.
Yeah, but no, it's just like he goes from one extreme to the next. So yeah, I mean, like, and when he was in this movie, he went from one extreme to the next. So I am not interested in any more of his movies. I really hope he does not act much, but he will be in Bond 29, so that will happen. So
Well,
we'll see.
all right then. Speaking of acting, let's talk about the one of Harry Styles. Did you guys know that was Harry Styles at all?
Not until I went to Twitter a little earlier.
Ed did.
I knew it was Harry Styles. I'm pop cultured enough to know who Harry Styles is. And I was like, you know what? That looks like Harry Styles. And he didn't do a bad job. I actually give him props. He did it good. He was very believable, and it was good in the movie. Like I mean, everyone was very well acted in this movie. Like it was very believable. I
Hmm.
even would side with Cillian Murphy because I mean, he seemed very he could play tormented very easily, and that's just kind of what he's
I mean,
typecasted as.
that's a good point. I mean, he does. I mean, he feels he's tormented in all those roles. You're right. That's perfect. It's a perfect explanation.
Hey guys, I'm sounding really bad right now. Where do I know the name, but where do I know Harry Styles from?
Harry Styles is from One Direction. He was discovered
Thank
on
you.
X Factor by what's his name, Simon Cowell, right?
Okay. All right. I know now. Okay.
And then they split up. The group split up, and he did his own acting thing. He started doing like SNL and shit like that. I think is one
Oh,
thing.
I get it. So Harry Styles is this generation's Justin Timberlake.
Well, we'll see.
Uh,
He's getting in some. Well, no, because he can actually act.
oh, don't you talk bad about my timber now. Timber's amazing.
I'm sure. With such works like what's that? The Time one.
He played
In
the
Time?
dude. He played the dude from Napster in the Facebook movie. Let's give him some props.
Or
Yeah, he
Alpha
played
Dog? Huh? Alpha Dog?
Alpha Dog.
Alpha Dog?
Hey, I'm gonna say my piece on this. My wife and I, years ago, I'm just gonna say my piece. My wife and I years ago went to the Red Box, and we're like, "Oh, Justin Timberlake, In Time. We'll check it out."
In Time, that's it.
Fucking, we fell in love with it. We went out the next day to Walmart and bought the Blu-ray.
Man, fuck you.
2-disc set. We watched it once a year together. It's like, I don't know why. We know it's not great, but we fucking love that movie for some reason.
Everyone has
So,
a thing.
Jake,
I like Cabin Boy, so it's whatever.
I'm just saying, man. Timber forever, man. So that's what Harry Styles kind of is like, regardless of the acting chops. He broke away from the boy band, and now he's his own man doing his own thing. That's what Harry Styles kind of is right now.
I think he's still in the band, actually. I think they're just. I don't know too much about that part, but yeah, he's.
Sounds like you know a lot, bro. I don't.
He wears many different shoes. So, but that's kind of a lot of with showbiz now. If you can be a triple threat, then you have a huge leg up on everyone else. And he is just that.
Well, fair enough. What did you guys think of Tom Hardy at the end? Did you guys like Tom Hardy? Or were you like me saying, "Hey, Tom, I love you, man. Thank you so much for playing Max and Venom coming up. But what are you doing in this movie? Is this a paycheck movie for Tom?"
Well, I mean, he's in it. He's in it a lot, but you don't know it's him.
Yeah, he wears.
I get that, but
He
is it
has a
still, though?
history of playing in movies where he's sitting down and driving. That's another thing I got to add to the list, boys. Tom Hardy is always driving in his movies.
Really?
In this one, he did an entire
Nice.
movie where it was just him driving for an hour and a half. It's called Lock. And
I did not know that.
it's actually it's a pretty good movie. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it's a lot of dialogue. Actually, it's all dialogue because it literally is just him sitting in the car. Hour and a half movie, 90-minute movie.
What, is he like a taxi driver in it or something?
No, he's just a dude, and he's just a dude talking on his Bluetooth. And
Really?
yeah, just living his life. A lot of shit happens. He's juggling his personal life and his work like at the same time, but a lot of shit's happening, and he's driving to a hospital right now. So the entire movie is him driving to a hospital and just different phone calls, boom, 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 just over and over again. It's very different. It's Tom Hardy, once again sitting down and driving something.
I will have to take your word for it because that does not sound like a movie I'd be interested in seeing.
Oh,
It's
please, you would love.
It's a 7.1 on IMDb if you need to know about that one. It's not
So it's
bad.
awful.
I will say that I have dozed off before in it, but the parts that I was awake for were pretty cool.
That's funny. That sounds like me in 2001: Space Odyssey. It's like, I'm the film geek who has seen majority of everything but can't sit through it, and I fall asleep and I wake up and boom, there's a baby in space. I'm like, oh, this is cool.
No,
Same thing, right?
I'm the exact same way with Blade Runner. I've never been able to watch it
I
the
was
whole
gonna
way
say
through.
Blade Runner was a
Well,
fucking
guess
Blade
what,
Runner.
Ed? You're going to be reviewing Blade Runner this year because
Well,
November,
I can't wait
baby.
for that nap because,
You're going to be in the theater. You're going to be in the theater.
bro, I fall asleep in the theater all the time.
Yeah,
I'm old now.
I've done that.
You do.
I did the Terminator 3. All right, we're digressing.
Yeah.
So yeah, in Dunkirk, was there any part that you wanted to see more of? Was there anything that was missing from this movie?
Nothing for me personally. Ed, this will be quick. Saving Private Ryan and the Thin Red Line has destroyed war epics for me. Every time I see a war epic, I want to see the beaches of Normandy to a certain degree. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to see that. I just want to see that kind of action. Which I get this in this movie, but it's just, nothing has ever compared to Saving Private Ryan for me as the greatest war film of all time.
Nothing
so that's
ever
what I'm.
will. Like,
So, this comes close.
Toro
This comes close.
Toro was pretty good.
I don't know. Have you seen Thin Red Line? Woody Harrelson lets go of a grenade on his butt, and he fucking screams, "I blew my butt off," and dies. It's hilarious. It's wonderful. But anyway, Ed, go ahead.
No, I mean, it's one of those things that, like, my problems with this movie are Chris Nolan problems. They're the same problems I have with a lot of his movies. Like, it's forced. You know, like, the realism works here because it's unique. It's never been done before. And that's why, to me, it didn't work in, like, Inception, because Inception was supposed to be, like, he made it realistic, but it was about a dream inside a dream inside a dream. The major, you know, I wish I would have seen more. Honestly, I wish I would have seen more of a character development. There really wasn't. I mean, the French guy, the French guy, he was the only one that actually had an arc, you know, and because everybody sort of was who they were, except for the one guy that, what was it, Gregory, the little kid that died on the ship, that little boat.
George, yeah.
Like, he kind of had an arc because he was nobody, and then he was heroic, and then he died. But he died because, you know, Scarecrow was kind of a psycho dick for a while. You know, so...
I love it how you keep on calling him Scarecrow. Continue.
I mean, his real name doesn't matter because he's Scarecrow. So, like, you know, my problem with this movie is the normal Christopher Nolan thing. Like, there's no character development. This character is who it is. Take it or leave it. There's no beginning, no middle, no end. It just is what it is. This is who they are. That's why, you know, that's the one thing I can say that I wish I would have seen in this movie. But had that happened, it would have been a completely different movie. It would have been, would have had to have had a lead character, which this movie doesn't have. So, you know, I don't know that it's a huge problem, but it's just, I guess it's just me, like I said, me being nitpicky and something I wish I would have seen more of.
I liked that there didn't need to be a lot of character development in this movie, just because these soldiers know enough about each other as we know about them. Like, they are strangers, but there's an unspoken bond of companionship that they're doing this together, you know? Like, there's not much that is going out here, so, you know, there's that. There's some sort of camaraderie that's there, and just as much of a relationship as, again, with the audience. So I feel that that's a pretty good element in that too. I can see where your argument is. Plain and simple. I would have liked to see a little bit more of the front of the line holding, like in the streets, instead of it just being on the beaches. Like, you have the set there. You probably could have done a few more shots. So that would have been pretty cool to see.
Nobody else? I thought Ed was gonna say something. Okay, fuck.
No, I was just gonna go off the point that, like, I mean, there's so many things that, like, this movie leaves you wanting so much more than you got. But had you gotten any of those things that you wanted, it wouldn't have been this movie.
Yeah.
You know, like, I think he set out to do something, and he did it, and it was good to a certain degree, but it wasn't it's not filmmaking 101 by any means. There's no plot points in this movie. You know, there's no development of characters. There's no real dialogue other than, you know, it's not like, hey, I got a girl back home. Oh, I want to get back home to my girl. Oh, you know, take this to my wife, tell her I love her. There's none of that, which, again, it would have completely not been what I think he tried to do in this movie.
That being said, which story was your favorite to watch? Which one did you like the most?
Well, I don't know that there was one. I mean, of all on the little boat, the best.
You like the civilians going to rescue the people at Dunkirk, the fishermen going to Dunkirk.
Right, the fishermen going to Dunkirk. I liked them, but they were unsatisfactory in the end too. It's like, you know, like I had said, he knew the sound of the planes because his son died 6 months ago, so he studies airplanes. Like, and like, still, of those, I mean, there was no development there. It's just these people were who they were. Again, of the three basic stories, the boat, the ship, and the plane, you know, Tom Hardy was more heroic, I guess, but still, I don't know. Of the three, I guess I'd have to say that.
My favorite story, the mole, man. That's always an interesting aspect, is it not? Though, right? To see how everything kind of
It's
starts.
it's a part of war that fascinates me. Like when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to like looking back on wars, like there are some parts of how they were fought just fascinate me. Trench warfare is fascinating to me. Um, During like Revolutionary, when it was just two lines right fucking in front of each other, and they're
Mm-hmm.
just like a goddamn board game. That's amazing to me. Like that's so fucked up. So I'm amazed by that. But yeah, like just kind of just being a I don't know, just bait pretty much. It's
Yeah. Yeah.
just helpless, just standing there. It's just so like it's just that's just amazing to me. Just like it's a test to your mental strength because I'd go fucking nuts.
So I have a question that I thought of that I wanted to ask you two today.
Yeah.
So Eric, I'll ask you first. Out of only these wars, out of World War One, World War Two, and Vietnam, what war would you have loved to fight in? Which one would you have said, you know what, I'm going to fight in this war? On the American side, of course.
Well, I mean, you're making an assumption that he's not a Nazi.
I
That's
God
big. That's
damn.
big bias.
Yeah, exactly. I guess World War II Europe, man. Like, just because, like, yeah, I'd say World War II Europe, and I say that just because, like, the whole like Japanese side, the island fighting, that stuff, like, the Japanese were fighters. They they were gonna get it done. You know what I mean? Like, they were vicious, and respect to
True
them.
that.
That you guys, the boys, know how to fight a war, and
Yeah.
they did a lot of damage and crazy. Like the antics that they would do were just dedicated. Like
Check out Hacksaw Ridge. You see how nuts they are.
or
That
the
was
Pacific
incredible.
on HBO, the miniseries on HBO is fantastic. Like there's that airfield strip where they had to cross, and it's just it's so fucking nuts. Sometimes you just had to Zerg rush. Like sometimes that's just how, the shittiness in war, where casualties are going to happen, and all you have to do is just be like, well, I hope today luck is on my side.
Yeah.
To run
Yeah.
blindly at death like that is so nuts.
It is nuts. Ed, World War One, World War Two, Vietnam. What war would you have fought in?
Well, the only real benefit to having been in Vietnam was that all the military was literally given heroin by the United States government to get through what they had to get through. But I can go on and on for hours talking about it. But like my grandpa was in the Navy in World War II, and the shit that he got to, I don't want to say get out of because he saw some shit. Like his brothers were all him and his brothers are all first generation born in this country. But his brothers had to, like some were in the army, had to go and they were on the front in Africa fighting Italians, and like you had said, Eric, going on the Japanese side, on the Pacific side, those motherfuckers, they would rather die than surrender. Same thing with Vietnam. The Viet Cong, they would rather die than surrender, and they dug all these holes because they've been planning this forever. And you've had how many countries invade Vietnam trying to do what we also failed to do, but they had all these trenches underground, and you had no idea where they were going to pop out of. Like to answer the question,
man.
Right? It's what it was, and that's why we won the Revolutionary Wars, because we did that versus the British, who stood in line.
Yeah.
So to answer the question, if I had the ability to pick, obviously none of these people did, but if I had the ability to pick, it would be World War II in the Navy, because like my grandpa's ship got kamikazed. He was on the largest aircraft carrier at the time, the USS Lexington, and it got kamikazed. He was a crew chief, meaning he was the guy that basically was in charge of a plane.
Yeah.
And when they were in a fight, basically he was like third shift or whatever shift it was. Let's just call it that. And first man up, was up there, got killed. Second man got up and was up there for a little while, and then it kamikazed. Like the ship got kamikazed, and my grandpa had to go up because the guy died. He went up on the carrier or whatever, he started his plane, got blown back, hit some sort of barrier on the edge of the ship, 3 feet in either direction, and I wouldn't be here. He'd be in somewhere in the fucking Pacific.
Wow.
So if I got to pick, I would say that, because he also had the least amount of emotional struggle, having to go over and kill your cousins.
Yeah.
Gotcha. My answer is different. Actually, you know what? So my answer is different. Eric and Ed, you guys think I'm gonna pick World War I or Vietnam?
I don't know, man. World War One. Like, why would anyone want to go to Vietnam?
Oh, I know.
I'm gonna pick World War I, man. There's not a lot of movies about World War I, and I'm still waiting for The Saving Private Ryan or World War I. World War I is so fascinating to me. The trench warfare is nuts, and that's when they had chemical warfare and all this kind of stuff that's coming in. I mean, they had horses on the battlefield. They don't have that in World War II. Like, they were still in the 1800s, so to speak. It would have been a sight to see. But I was just curious what you guys thought. But with that being said, let's get into our final review here. Ed, how much money would you pay to see Dunkirk?
Well, see, this is, I've been dreading this actually. Like, I paid full price. I wasn't disappointed. I would recommend going to see the movie and paying full price, but, like, it's not the movie you think you're going to get. When you saw the previews, and we all saw the previews, I thought I was going to get your normal war movie, but just more intense. I got the intense. I didn't get the normal war movie. I didn't get any characters. I didn't give a shit about any of them, And then the ones that I mentioned that I sort of kind of liked, I kind of liked Tom Hardy, but then he went out with like a bitch. And I kind of liked the fishing captain, but he basically just pulled knowledge that would take a lifetime to accrue out of his butthole. Like, neither of those things made sense. So, you're not going to get a satisfying ending because you don't have a full movie here. That being said, I felt like if you look at this movie sort of like a documentary, docudrama, it actually sort of feels a lot better to you as a movie guy.
Not bad.
So, I'm going to give it a full price, tentatively speaking, simply because I didn't hate it, but it's just I don't know what to say other than like I have to give it full price, I think.
Eric, how much money would you pay for Dunkirk?
With everything that Ed has said, I really did enjoy this movie. I was, from start to finish, edge of my seat. The dogfighting was my favorite, by the way, too. I actually remember rooting for Tom Hardy, and when you see him hit the bomber, that last time, that big bomber, and I'm just fucking get him. I'm actually on the edge of my seat, just rooting for this guy. It was really cool. I really liked that part more than anything. Again, everything was really well acted. I enjoyed the movie, and I would recommend it to go see it in theaters to get the full experience. But to add to your kind of point, Ed, I'm not in a rush to see it again right now. I would watch it again if it was on TV, but I'm not in a rush to rent it or buy it right now. I don't. That's just kind of what it is. There's not a whole lot of invested into the movie, into the characters. You don't know a lot of the names, and there are some parts that were just really cool, but I don't know. There's nothing keeping me there. I guess if that's the better way to put it. But it's good enough, just as you put it. I have to agree with you completely. Ed. Docudrama is the best way to go about it. To getting it, it's I got a slice of that life, and that's it, no other. And that's it. I walk away. So
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
that's it.
So what would that be?
I said I'd go see it in theater just because I think that the sound editing is phenomenal. The editing in this movie is phenomenal. From a technical standpoint, I think is wonderful. But story, just like Ed said, it's just it's there. It's done in a unique way, but there's nothing.
Yeah.
I'm not glued to this movie. It's good.
Yeah, and in research for, I mean, Jordan, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Like, in research for this review, I read an article, and I don't remember where it was, but I guess some survivor or something like that said he felt like he was there again.
Oh yeah, I saw there was some
You know,
some 90-some-year-old guy who was just like,
yeah,
oh wow, it's amazing.
yeah.
For
I mean how true that is. I mean, you know, I don't know. Anything anymore, you can't trust anything, unfortunately, in the news. But I mean, that just goes back to strengthen the point that like this is like it's a History Channel version. It's a History
it's
Channel
not
movie
hard to
directed by
replicate
Chris
a
Nolan.
beach, man. Like have a bunch of guys standing on a beach. All you guys are dirty. You look fucking miserable. You're hungry. Action, you
Can't
know.
take a poop.
Yeah, it's. I wouldn't think that Dunkirk would be hard to replicate. It's just people just standing on a beach, lost.
Mm.
So
Nice.
that's. I'm not to downplay it, but like Saving Private Ryan is a bit more. You know, like there was a lot more going on there. There was a lot more
Yeah.
camera changing, you know, than just the one on the
Yeah.
beach.
I agree. I'm gonna be a little different. I'm not gonna go full price, guys. I'm gonna go half price.
Sure.
War films is not Nolan's specialty. What is his specialty is a movie that he has not made yet, that he's going to make because information got released today about it, and that is the new Bond movie. So really excited about that one. But for this movie, though, I mean, what else can I say that you guys haven't already said? Technically, it's great. We've seen a lot of technically great movies, you know, when it comes to the directing, the acting, the special effects, the sound editing. But other than that, Ed, you had it right, 100%. That's a perfect way to say about this movie. This is a History Channel documentary, just happened to be directed by Christopher Nolan. You're right. And that's what I got.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, and the only thing that really disappointed me was the fact that like watching the trailer, you know, it's like you thought you were going to get the most cringe-worthy, intense World War II movie you were going to see.
I only saw the teaser, and that's why I only saw. I didn't get anything else. No trailers. No anything else. I just saw one teaser, and I think it added to my movie-going experience.
Well, everybody, we want to say thank you so much for downloading this episode. We got some news to tell you, though. Hence, news and updates. I added something new to the website, to the Podbean website. So if everybody goes to movieguyspodcast.podbean.com, above the search bar on the right-hand side of the screen, you will see a tab that says news and updates. And that is just a little message board so everybody knows what's going on and also what's coming up for the next months and the movies that we're reviewing and the release dates. So you guys know when to download and when to come and check it out. Also, make sure to check out movieguyspodcast.com and BeRealNetwork.com is getting updated. So make sure to check that out very soon. Next week, we'll be back with a movie that all three of us want to see, Atomic Blonde. I'm excited to see that one.
I hear it's got a good soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got The Dark Tower, Annabelle Creation, and then we're going to end August with The Hitman's Bodyguard, ? I don't know if we're doing that one or not.
We'll see.
We'll figure that
We'll
one out.
see. But make sure to check us out on Twitter, Movie Guys Pod, on Facebook, Movie Guys Podcast, and on iTunes, Movie Guys Podcast. But thank you, Eric and Ed, for joining me, and we'll talk to not only you two, but everybody else next week for Atomic Blonde.